Okay, I went out to Bayocean from Tillamook, and you just take 131, take that right onto Bayocean Road, and then head on over. You take a right at this little intersection here. I accidentally went straight, and I guess I went into um, another Cape Meares. Um, Now, Bayocean City is to the right here. Now, I guess it's a lot of sand. Well, it looked like a lot of sand, especially up here, because I was able to get up here and stuff. This is sandy, but around here it's not as evident. As you can see, it's all green and stuff. And I looped completely around this peninsula. Um, but I had to do it on foot and bicycle because you're only allowed to park. You're only allowed to drive up to here, and then from there it's a walking trail. There's a gate that stops you from driving further. It's for official use only. But I was looking at the old pictures of the Bayocean City, and this is recognizable. This thing is absolutely tall and huge. I got to right around here on it. This thing's like 200 feet tall. This cliff face with the haystack type rock out there, pyramid rock. I got all kinds of names. But there's a picture of the hotel that overlooks the ocean, and you could see that this big faced wall here in the distance, plus pyramid rock as well. And it looks really small in the picture, which really tells me that it's a heck of a distance away. And I'm thinking that the hotel was built right up here. It's green. It looks tall, and I remember when I was walking along here, probably around here, I stopped hearing the ocean. Okay, there's enough of a mountain where I just wasn't hearing I was hearing the ocean all throughout the walk from the park, hearing it, and then all of a sudden, boom, it stopped. The wind stopped. I felt warmer too because the wind was no longer blowing. And then when I got further north, it picked up again. But if you look at old pictures, the hotel looks down, and then there's that swimming pool area. I think that was built around here. There only appear to be a couple of good higher elevations for Bayocean to really put some good development on. One would be here. Another, it would be this area, and that's it. That's all you got. And based on that concept, I think the developer in the early 1900s worked with it. But as you can see, look at this. Look at this landscape. This is incredible. It looks like the water probably washed through here and across here. You could see distinct lines that wash across. This is a higher elevation, and the trees are able to grow. You can see they look pretty big. They probably were old growth trees too. They were probably even bigger than that before pioneers came through. But you could just see like a washout type of thing. Like it looked like it washed out on either side of this hill. And I never got to climb the top of this because I didn't really know exactly where the hill would have been or where the hotel would have been. I think it's right there. There may not be any more remnants of it, but I think it was there. They say everything was a complete loss. Anyway, but you could see there's like evidence of the washout. What would have happened to them? What would have happened to their building structures? And they probably would have most likely focused on that. And I didn't see any trees around that city, so there was just no root system to hold the sand in place anymore. After they cut down all those trees, So they probably created an erosion problem for themselves on top of everything else. So yeah, they may have built homes around here, but they probably knew that was a dangerous thing. At times during terrible storms, this pretty much this hill turned into an island for the Bayocean residents, and it sounds like there weren't many. There was maybe 50 year-round, and it swelled up to the thousands in the summer. I noticed it looked like there was evidence there used to be some kind of a camp up around in this area, this corner pocket. But it seems like they may have stopped that at some point. Is that right? I don't recall going on this route. I remember sticking to this trail. You can actually follow along the shore still. I stuck with the shore on my trail, at least. I don't know where this goes. But yeah, anyway, the evidence is there. It's interesting. They got in over their heads with this city development. And it was interesting to see. I can recognize it now. I can recognize the pictures a little bit better after having walked this whole thing and rode bicycle a little bit. It's an incredible distance to cover, but it's a nice educational experience at least. Okay, so I believe this is Bayocean Park, and this, I think, is one of the last remaining remnants of the city. There's several of these type of posts all down here along the whatever you call it. Not a jetty, something else. It's pretty interesting. I think it's Bay City across the bay, and then this is Bayocean Park, which used to be a city. They probably could see each other, but I mean, I wouldn't know, because there's really no clear evidence. But these posts stick out, and you can see they line up going down the shore. They stuck these posts in. Maybe they're just measuring sticks, I don't know. It's interesting. There's quite a few of them. Okay, so the ocean can be heard off in the distance. It's really sandy around the end of the, kind of the end of the inlet. You can see Bay City off in the distance. There's maybe one kind of duck and a gull. I think there's two or three. There's a loon out there too. 3 different bird species out there. Really sandy, hilly area, big old mountain in the back. It's unusually windy on this inlet. It's just like Ocean Park too in Washington, or that other city, Ocean Park, definitely. Ilwaco. There's Ilwaco, that one city, and then Ocean Park. Either way, on that inlet, it's extremely windy, and you can see it in the trees. And you can kind of see it here, not so much in the mountains though. Actually, it's more on the flatland that I passed by. The trees just look like they're really windswept. The trees are pretty sparse across the bay. There's a lot of brown trees. You know, there are some varieties of cedar that lose their needles seasonally. I think these are ponderosa, and they tend to stay green year round, but some of the pine family tend to lose their needles. All this is clearly man-made, of course, of the rocks and the this driving trail, but it's blocked. This driving trail is blocked off by 2 gates, so you don't really have great access. It rained earlier, and now I think for the rest of the day it's going to be pretty clear. I passed by a couple, and then that's it. I don't know if I should expect to see anybody else out here. This is maybe a mile away from my car, and this inlet looks like it extends 3 miles from my park spot. So it's a lot of open territory, and there's really nothing. There are no cougar warnings, so doesn't seem to be any no bear warnings. Doesn't seem to be any wild animal threats, coyotes, whatever, wolves. It's just inlet with a lot of vegetation. The settlers could have cleared out all the wildlife. You know, I was surprised that Whidbey Island has coyotes. I wonder if they were introduced or not. So you'd think if Whidbey Island could have coyotes, I mean, the only way the coyotes could have gotten across is by the bridge. Before the bridge, the only way to get to that island was to swim or take a boat. So that island was isolated up in Washington. There's a lot of horse tracks here, and like 3 different kinds of poops. Horse poop, clearly, and then 2 others. Like one looks like it's a goat. So there's stuff out there, but they probably hide really good for wildlife. Just little evidence of it. But yeah, it's quite unique, full of life, and it's in its own unique way. Definitely wouldn't know this had roads and a grid, an electrical system, and homes and all that. It's just nature reclaiming itself, just like you see with the Chernobyl disaster. In that city, nature is clearly reclaiming itself since the 1980s, and here it's 1950s. There's that progression. There's also, like, on the side of the road, you'll see like trees, like signs that say, oh, these trees were planted in 1982. That's what the timber industry has to do. As a way to pay back nature, and you can get an idea of what an age
of the tree looks like. Well, this looks pretty neat. Little sand dune. Once again, it's hard to tell if it's low tide or high tide. It seems like it's more low tide. It's dog print, I believe. Yeah, footprint. So people have been out here. Some piece of metal, possibly for a boat. To put a wood boat together. They usually have those iron frames. So you could walk right out here and really get familiar with the area. Yeah, it's nice and compact sand. I believe there's clamming going on out here. Seasonal clamming. You can see a bunch of holes in the sand, but I don't know exactly how to do that. Oh, they put a culvert of some kind over there. So yeah, I think this is clearly a clam hole. When you get further out here, it's going to be more likely to see clams. So yeah, I got a whole area just to extend around. It looked like a long trail on the map. So it's a lot to look at out here. Quite isolated, mostly because it's an inlet and there's just no through traffic. So yeah, you can get right on up. Oh, okay, maybe not. The sand is giving way too easily. Okay, that's it. Okay, so this area used to be a camp area until they banned it for some reason. Here at Bayocean Park, there's several of those campfire thingies. I believe this is some kind of seat cushion with the propane. So people camped out here, but left a lot of trash because that's the modern economy. And that doesn't look too old. I mean, propane, those small propane tanks, they may have banned this in the 90s. This little bench maybe for campfires. People would bring their alcohol out and leave the cans behind. Shucked clams and cooked them over probably in some boiling water or something. But it looks like they were trying to market this little peninsula as some kind of campsite and then just abandon it because of, usually it seems like it's because of the trash. They had some kind of sign. They drilled into this big rock. As you can see, there's plenty of open areas. A lot of open area out here. You could set up a camp and then overlook Bay City. It's very, very scenic, but just people left too much trash behind and too many complaints, I guess. There seems to be some kind of campsite that's hidden pretty well at the edge of the peninsula that people may hang out at a lot. But I also have the impression that it gets a lot of visitors besides that, because there's some kind of weird tree that people have left their trash at, from a military water bottle to a radio. There's various things. It's just a regular tree, and people have just kind of taken things and left them here. Somebody painted rocks and brought them out here. I think it might be some kind of kids expedition or something. There's also some trash back here too. Oh man, it's full of water. Yeah, it's a treasure chest with a alcohol bottle in it or something. So it's kind of neat. I don't know if people would sleep out here. And it's unique. Okay, so I could not find Bayocean City. It just doesn't exist anymore. This, I think this drive covered a lot of the city. They said the last of the buildings were completely demolished when they put this road in. So the city just kind of was built on these these low type of elevations, you know, almost the same elevation as the ocean. They could have done a better job building into the mountain. There's a lot of mountainsides that are untouched, but I suppose some people just don't want to bother with climbing mountains to get to home every day. Prefer the okay, that's a big one. Whoa, a lot of nice divots in this gravel road. But this leads you to the trail, and it's quite a big trail too. I spent a lot of time on it, a little more time than I expected to. So I'm a little tired. Probably shouldn't have taken that whole trip, especially after not having really exercised in a few weeks as much as I would like to have. Oh, so I missed this on the drive here and gone into a neighborhood. Just had to backtrack, and here it is. People clam out here, and I think fish. Just open recreation. Not much to it. Come out here and walk your dog or something, I guess. That's it. You wanna catch it at the right time when it's not raining. It was raining. It didn't rain pretty much the whole time I was on my trip. Oh, and then the last 15-20 minutes I got caught in rain, and that was terrible. I could see my car. My last truck to get back to my car, I was on this road on my bicycle. Oh, dang, that was deep. Wow. Yeah, this is a man. I bottomed out my car, testing out the shocks. But that's it.